Abduction, Chapter 31, Part 2. That's not all, I muttered. The girl and I were supposed to be working closely together on the advertising project. Echo didn't like that idea. And that's when she got jealous, said John. I'm seeing the picture now. Okay. See if we can find this girl for you. How long has she been missing? It's only been a day, I muttered. She was supposed to work after a lunch break, but never returned. She no-showed. That's not like her employers say. John's eyes focused on me, as if trying to read my thoughts. You should know that I was telling the truth, but I sensed he noticed a change in me. When John was a bachelor, he played the field and did his best to get me to date when he knew I wouldn't. Never once did I give those girls a glance or care about their lives. But here I was, caring about what happened to a girl I barely knew and called friend. All the while, Echo, who cared about everything under the sun, didn't take notice that someone she met was missing. Have you called her? Asked John. Echo made me erase her number from my phone, I replied, and I didn't get a chance to memorize it. That figures. Do you have her number? Asked John with a stare. I know you. Never have you forgot or thrown away a number of a potential business associate. I looked in the direction of Echo, who just entered a store with the other girls. I didn't dare pull Natasha's phone number out of my wallet with Echo anywhere in the vicinity. It would be the end of our relationship, and I didn't want that. John laughed and patted me on the back. You do have the girl's number after all. Tell me, why did you keep it? Are you interested in this girl? No, I don't have any interest. I had a gut feeling I should keep it handy in case, I replied. In case of what? In case I needed to call her. I see. You do like this girl, teased John. I think you should call her, and I bet she answers the phone. The girls left the shop and started walking toward John and me. I had only seconds to answer, or I could end up being single. I tell you, she was abducted. There's no way Natasha will answer her cell phone, I said. Once you and I are on the road to catch UFOs, I think you should call, muttered John as he started walking towards the girls. Maybe John was right, and the kidnapping of Natasha Romanova didn't happen. But John never disagreed with the fact that she was one of the people abducted. He only said I should call her. What kind of odds were there that a kidnapper would allow a captive to keep their phone? A stupid one wouldn't check, but that would not be the case. I think it would be more likely that Natasha had two phones. She would give the second phone to her captors, but where she would hide the first one was a question I had no answer to. Suffice to say, girls can find a way to hide something should they choose to do so. I was overthinking things and was too close to Natasha to think clearly. I was glad John was here to help me think things through. I walked after John with thoughts of when I might attempt a phone call to Natasha. My expectations were low that she would answer. Even if she did answer, I wouldn't know where in the city she was being kept, or if she were even inside the city of Lutsk. There was only one person that would want to kidnap my friend. One person I knew disliked another so much that they would do something to hurt them. I didn't have a shred of evidence. It was all circumstantial, and I hoped I was wrong. Echo walked up to me with a happy smile in her eyes. I could feel the joy radiating off her body. It was amazing how beautiful Echo was when she was delighted by the company of good friends. There's a bridal shop on the other side of the mall, said Echo with cheer. Let's go look. I smiled and nodded. Okay, let's see what the store has to offer. I couldn't turn her down. It would totally crush the good vibe she was emanating. Echo smiled like she was a little girl headed to a candy shop. It felt good to see the sparkle in her eyes, and happy. My cell phone that was in my front jeans pocket started to ring. I ignored it because I wasn't going to steal Echo's moment. It would be a moment she would remember, and soon on this trip I might make her dream come true. A marriage proposal from me. Are you going to answer your phone? Asked Echo with arched brows. Some of me hoped it was Natasha to say she was fine, but the other part of me hoped it wasn't because of my fear of Echo's thoughts. Either way, it seemed I couldn't choose whether to answer the phone or not. Upon making a decision, I fished my cell phone out of my front pocket and looked at the caller ID. Everyone's eyes turned to me as if this phone call was the most important thing going on. Valery, I said, what's going on? I have bad news, replied Valery. What kind of bad news? We found Ilya's body last night. What do you mean? I asked. Ilya was shot in the head, replied Valery. He was executed. What? Look, Richard, the police have the sporting club blocked off. They are questioning Maxim as if he had something to do with Ilya's killing. I could feel the floor start to come up at me. I felt John next to me. He had one hand up on me to stabilize me. Echo had a look of horror on her face. I knew she heard some of my conversation with Valery as he was speaking loudly into his phone. What's going on, Richard? Ilya is dead, and the police think Maxim killed him, I replied. Richard, I need for you to come and get me, said Valery. I cannot go inside the club, or they may detain me along with Maxim. Okay, stay there, Valery, I said. I'm on my way. I hung up the phone and took a deep breath to steady myself. Hearing that Ilya had been murdered was unthinkable. I didn't want to believe Maxim killed the filmmaker, but I had to admit there had to be a possibility of it. I also wanted to know who I saw in the parking lot if Ilya was dead. "You should go," said Tatiana. "The police will not be nice with Maxim." "I agree. You should go and help Valery. Here's your friend," said Echo. "Take John with you, and Tatiana and I will look after Ileana." "I'll drive," said John. "You just have to tell me where to go." I gave Echo a kiss. "I'll call you once the dust settles."